All right, welcome back to the OGC. Today we're going to go ahead and do a transmission service on our Jeep Grand Cherokee. I'm going to show you first here about 20 seconds of what I bought, so you guys and gals can go ahead and do this yourself and save you a bunch of money. First, let's get one thing out of the way. There's no such thing as magical ATF, automatic transmission fluid. The dealerships, Mopar will tell you it's a lifetime fill. It's baloney. ZF, the transmission manufacturer for these Jeeps and a lot of other vehicles, so you have to look at your vehicle and see, but this is a ZF 8-speed transmission. Recommends services between 60 and 80,000 miles, depending on conditions and driving. So we're gonna go ahead and do it. This vehicle I got with 60,000 on it. We have 74-ish on it now. Shifting fine and everything, but I just want to go ahead and drop the pan, change the oil, and I've never done it before, so this is going to be a real life. If you want to do it, you're going to see me struggle through it. So let's look at what we got. First thing I did is I picked up a new pan. Now these particular transmissions have a built-in oil filter. They basically come with the pan, right? So you have to replace the whole pan when you do this service. This is the Dorman I got, and here's the part number here, 265850. Comes with, it looks like, hardware, and it does have a drain plug in it as well. This is a sprayer I bought. We're gonna try to, I'll show you later when we do the video, but we're gonna try to turn this into an ATF pump, basically. And I got that idea from you guys. Subscribers said, hey, just buy a garden sprayer and use that to fill. So we'll see. And then of course we have the ATF. I went with the Mopar 8.9 speed automatic transmission. There's 6 in a box, and I think we'll probably end up using about 4.5 from everybody, what I've read online. But this is the stuff here. Again, bought it on the Jungle website. And this one expires July 2029. Huh. No, it doesn't. I don't. Oil doesn't. It came from the ground. It's been around a million years. I don't know. I don't know why there's an expiration on it. All right, step one. Let's get the vehicle up in the air, up on stands, and you're going to want to make it as level as you possibly can. So that's why it's important to have all 4 corners lifted. So let me get that done in a minute and get back to you. Okay, we are up on stands. I got my jack under the back just for safety precautions, fairly level. Next thing you're going to want to do is come over here on the driver's side, get yourself a piece of cardboard, and you're going to want to get that situated underneath towards the front. We are going to be working, let's go over here. We are going to be working right here. We're going to be taking out, looks like 5 screws. There's a skid plate right here that's covering up our pan. So let's pull that off a minute and see what our pan looks like. Alright, looks like we got 3 bolts, 2 bolts in the back and 3 in the front. And it is a 13 millimeter. So I'm going to pull these out. I think pretty much all these Jeeps have a skid plate covered here. So I would expect you would have to do this if it's a Grand Cherokee. It's just a plastic skid plate, really. I'm not sure what exactly it's helping. Seems like more of a nuisance to me than anything. But okay, last bolt coming out of the skid plate. This should just drop right down. There we go. there is our cover. Looks like a T40 bit around here. These front ones are going to be a little tough. These back ones might be a little tight as well. Let me see what I got. Okay, so I have a 3/8 10 mil socket. I think that's what our fill is going to be. And then I grabbed a T40 hex wrench. Just a set here. You get them on Amazon. Hopefully that's what I need. And I'll put a link in the description of all this stuff if anybody wants to get the same thing. But everything was bought off the jungle site. So, all right, now we are on the passenger side of the vehicle. We're gonna go under the passenger door to the center of the vehicle, and I'm gonna crack the fill plug first. You always want to do that first and just loosen it. I'm not going to pull it all the way out. Then I'm going to try to get the drain plug loose and see if we can drop the fluid. Because the vehicle's cold, if I open up that fill plug, it will start dripping fluid out of there. So I'm going to try not to do that and make a little bit less of a mess. Let's see. All right. Working right here. Let's see if we got the right thing going here. I hope we did. Also be careful, your exhaust is right here. The vehicle's cold, but you know, if it wasn't. Okay, that is too big. Okay, the drain is a 10, but the looks like the fill is not. Maybe an 8. Let me go grab an 8 mil a minute. See if that fits. All right, I got this drain plug loosened. It's an 8 millimeter, or I mean, I'm sorry, it's a 10 millimeter here, and I loosened my fill plug right here with a 8 mil. It is. So 8 on the top to fill, 10 to drain, and one of these guys here. We're gonna let this drip a little bit. It is dark, so I'm glad I'm changing it. And wait a few minutes. I'll pull that fill plug all the way out up there, and should be good with emptying it. Anyway. Sorry, it's tight under here, guys. It's hard to see what's actually going on sometimes. Oh, there's your fill plug out. Okay. Good stuff. We'll let this keep draining here until it's done. And we'll check it out when we're done. All right, while we're waiting for that to drip and drain, let's take a look at this pump sprayer here and figure out how we want to go about making this a fill. My idea here would be could a guy just put this hose on here. Let's see. This goes in here, I guess, like that. Okay. Now, if we took the end off of this, and try to get this end off right here. We'll try to cut it. This is kind of flexible, but I want to cut this end off so it's just an open end like a hose. Just like that. I think. Should work. Now we need to put a bend in this. Let me see if I can get a piece of wire. And my thought is, let's get the wire in there and bend it with a heat gun and try to shape this so we can get like a curve. When we get up in there, it's going to need to curve into the hole. Let me see what I have. See if this works. Sounds like our fluid's done. But you can see what I'm trying to do. I just got this wire in here. I'm just going to try to heat it and bend it as I go. Alright, well, let that hopefully stiffen up in that position, and then that might be our curve right there. Alright, there's our final bend. So now we should still be able to put this on here like this, and hopefully that'll get us up into there without having to do anything. It's still a little warm, but should do it. I hope. And this is adjustable, you can bend it, so I like it. Okay, let's get back under the car, see if we're done draining, and start pulling that pan. Okay, it looks like we're down to a drip. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull that the rest of the way out, and then let's see about dropping the pan. All right, so we're gonna take our T40 here, and we're just going to get in here and try to break these loose. There's one. These are going to be the buggers up here under this crossbar for the transmission. But once you get them loose, I feel like they'll probably go pretty good. Let's see how tight it is in here. Just going to keep moving around until I get them all. There's two. Luckily, they come out by hand once you get like 3 or 4 revolutions on them. That's kind of nice. That's how long they are. There's 3. Got all these out. I gotta get that one up in the corner up there yet. 3, 4. 4, 5, 6. Okay, I think I'm down to the last 2 bolts. So, I'm gonna take this one off first. Try to hold this up. It should be fairly empty. Remember, we did empty it. these forward ones here were the toughest by far. I would recommend doing those first because they're going to wear your arms out. Okay. Should be it. Come on. There it comes. Voila. There we go. Not too shabby. Still dripping a little bit. It's okay. Everything looks pretty good. Definitely dirty. I'm definitely glad I'm changing this. Keep in mind this is 75,000 miles. Let me show you what it looks like. Not too bad. Definitely dirty, but I don't see anything out of place or anything too concerning here, so go ahead and just wipe this off as best we can. And let's go examine our pan for one, to make sure it's similar to the one we got, and see if we got anything in it. Alright, so we got some metal and stuff on the, quite a bit of grime on these magnets. Wow. Let's see that. I don't think that's anything to be too terribly concerned about, but I'm glad we're getting it out of there. Now, there is an O-ring on here. Just want to make sure that that comes out with the pan. Let's take a look at our new one. If we have an O-ring with a new one. Seems that we do. And it looks very similar. I think we're good there. Great. All right, let me dispose of this. And let's prep the new pan and start reassembly. Clutch material. All that good stuff in there. Yummy. Might as well. I don't know if I want to use these ones or not. The old, or the original ones look to be a little better quality. Let me go grab them a minute. I'll grab one. Let's just see. It might be fine. Maybe we will use them. Now these only need to be torqued down to like 20 square inch pounds, I think. So not a tremendous amount of torque. This looks good. Gasket's all in its place. When we get under there, we're gonna have to make sure that this seal, this gasket gets pushed up into that hole for the filter pump. But let's do it. Let me get back under the car and get you set up.
All right, trick's gonna be just get this up here and get one started. So let's see if we can do that. This way. Actually, you gotta go this way, I think. Oh, let me look what we're doing here. Hard to tell. All right, once you get one started, it should be home free. Try to get one started on the other side now. We're getting there. These back ones are going to be the real ones. Just getting started is going to be half the battle. Just getting them started is going to be half the battle. Boy, this front one here is a real bugger. You got the transmission lines in your way, the cross member in your way. You got about everything in your way. I think I got it started though. I am using the new bolts that came with the Dorman. They seem to be the same, so I'm gonna run with them. Might as well. Alright, I'm just gonna keep slowly working my way around here, and I'll show you anything if there's anything that needs to be seen, but I'm gonna say patience is our best tool right now. Okay, so here's where we stand. I got the new bolt. I got the new pan bolted, tightened up. I didn't use a torque wrench. It's really half the bolts in there. You can't even get a torque wrench in there. These right here are an absolute must. This is a game changer. Pretty much did every bolt with this. I don't know how else you would get down there. So if you're doing this project, make sure you buy these. Again, link in the description. I'm gonna go ahead and fill, I think, 3 quarts to start in our pump. And then we're gonna start filling. I'll get you down there to watch. We should be able to get 2.5 in there anyway. And then we'll have to go through the procedure. We'll have to go through a procedure. Have to go through the procedure to start the vehicle and then fill it more, top it off, get it to temperature, run it through the gears, all that good stuff. So we'll do it all. But let's fill up this pump and see how this works. I do have a little 1 quart hand pump if this doesn't work as a backup, but make sure there's nothing in there. It's brand new. I wouldn't think there would be. This stuff kind of stinks. That's the color it's supposed to be. That should be plenty to get us started. Let's get set up underneath, and let's get this thing cooking. Alright, so you guys see how this works, or if it works at all. See a little dribble there. Okay, we're at a dribble, so we're gonna go ahead and put this back in. That means we're as far as we can be at this point. If I could get this in here. Okay. We're not going to tighten it all the way. We're just going to get it loose. We're going to go up top, start the car up, and we'll come back down. Okay, so we put 3 quarts in, and that's all that's left. So we got almost all 3 in there. I'm going to go ahead and throw another one in here, actually 2 more quarts in here, so that we're ready to go. We're going to go in the vehicle, fire it up, come back down, and it'll probably take another at least a quart at that point. Let's keep going. Start the dribble. Okay. Now we're gonna go back up to the top side. Be careful here because this exhaust gets hot. We're going to run it through some gears, and then we'll come back down and do the final top off. Alright, we're going to put it, foot on the brake, put it in reverse, turn off park assist, turn off traction control. Put it in neutral, 5 seconds. Drive. Also, we need to check our temperature for our transmission. Trans temp, we're not quite into spec yet. We need to be up to 80. Go back to neutral. Foot on the brake, I'm going to rev it up a little bit. About 2 grand. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. Trans temp is now up to spec. I'm going to put it into drive. Into second gear. Back into first. Back into drive. Back into neutral. Into park. Alright, let's let it warm up a little bit. I'm going to let it get up to about 90, and then we'll go back under and see if it'll take any more. This is of the last of the, this is the last 2 quarts I put in. This is what went in. It was up to about the 1 gallon mark there, dropped down again. So that was after starting the vehicle. So we've gone through 5, we've gone through about 4 and a quarter. So let's see if it'll take any more. Now with the transmission being a little cooler, it probably took a little more. If it gets warmer, fluid expands, it'll take a little less. That's why they want you in between 80 degrees and 122 degrees to make sure with the fluid expansion you're in the right spot. So let's go see where we're at right now. I'd like to be around 90 to 100. Okay, we're up to 86 and climbing. So I'm gonna go back under and see if we can take any more, and I will let you know if it does. Okay, it really didn't take much more, maybe an ounce or two, and I had a nice dribble coming out. Let's go check. I capped it back up. Let's go check our temperature. We are right in range at 89 degrees. I'm happy with that. So that's it. If we can turn it off now. We should be full. Messy job. Definitely if you gotta go to town or you have a dinner date, I'd hold off. Give yourself a good amount of time to get this done. Definitely a weekend project. Definitely can do it in a day. I did it in 3 hours. And this was my first time. But I would say it's probably on a scale of 1 to 10. I don't know, a 5 or 6. Patience is the #1 tool in this one. You got to be patient. Those couple on the very front are really tough, those bolts to get out. But with that P40, that gets it. So got to put the skid plate cover back on, which is just those 4 bolts, no big deal there. And then I'm gonna wipe everything down and clean it up. We'll keep an eye on it. And if I have anything come up, I'll let you know, but success. This, awesome, highly recommend. I'm gonna write ATF on it so I remember. I'm gonna keep that. That is a lifesaver from pumping those little quart pumps. Oh, what a piece of cake. So thank you to subscribers who commented on earlier videos on that idea. You guys, that's why I love the comments. You guys have some really good ideas. So I'm just gonna pass them along to the next one. All right, fellers and fellettes, I appreciate you very much. If you got anything out of this video or you liked it, or you just wanna see anything else that I'm gonna be doing, make sure you hit that like, smash the subscribe button. It's free, no obligation, and we'll see you next time on the OG. Well, might as well save on what's left. Not too shabby. Got the fish fryer going. Yeah, we got about, I don't know, 1/4 of a bottle left on our 5th. This was our 5th bottle. The 6th one we never even opened. So this one's fresh, haven't even opened it. So 4 3/4 is what we ended up putting in it.